What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. Filling in for your host, as always.
Hold on, because I'm here today.
I know you're here, but I'm still filling in
because I am very messed up today. This has not been my day.
Although Ron now has a light and his desk and his face is illuminated, shows the one who's lit tonight.
Yeah. So okay. So background. My wife had surgery, so the poor woman's on crutches.
Hold on.
Right? She can't do anything.
Hold on. And you're going to be able to see this really well because it's really lit up.
Right.
Oh, my God.
Oh, not the face palm. Come on.
Dan.
What?
All right. So my wife's on crutches. She's barely able to do things right now. She had a pretty invasive surgery, so I have to do everything, right? Which is fine. I don't have a problem with that, but my back is so severely messed up that, just doing things like, vacuuming the carpet and doing dishes tore me up today. And so I took a couple pills, and apparently drinking terrible fucking Moscato isn't doing me any favors.
Nice. Mr. Fu says that we're on his new 100-inch projector. You're huge. I would be willing to bet that we're not larger than Veg.
I don't know.
Anyway, let's get
close race.
Let's get on with introductions here. Of course, we have our usual host.
I need chat open. That's what I need.
That's what you need. Say hi, Show.
Hi.
And coming to us from the middle of a severe thunderstorm, it's Dan.
I'm in a house.
Yeah, but
I mean, the house is in the thunderstorm, but I'm not in.
I'm on a boat.
I'm not actually in the.
I'm not in a cloud.
That's fair. And then coming into us from all the way across the pond, where it's just about tea time. Hi, Laura.
It is a small pond, mind you.
Yes,
it's
tea
always
time.
Tea time.
It's always tea time.
Exactly, it's tea time. So, thank you again for joining us. Glad to have you guys.
That's where you play golf, right?
Yes, that's when we play golf. Yes, exactly.
And
Lorna, I do have to say though that I do miss having you on the show. It's been a handful of times.
Just keep drinking and taking the drugs. It's all good.
I'm way ahead of you, sweetheart. Way ahead of you.
All right. I say we start the show off as we always do. And how do we do that, Show?
Yes.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself. But we do have a lot of news today, and let's start off with some iOS news, shall we? Anyone here have an iDevice?
Nope.
Yeah. Sadly.
Have you picked up Super Mario Run?
No, not yet. I really wanted. I got the email alert. It's out, but I haven't downloaded it.
I got it.
Have you enjoyed it?
Not really. I don't like the force the run games. I like to go at my own pace. But for
that
Super
makes
Mario
sense. Yeah.
But I mean, have you gotten?
Cool.
How far have you gotten?
Not very far. I'm not very good at it.
Okay, so you're not very good at it, but I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there that are, really get the hang of it really quickly, and come to find out, that within a first couple levels, you have to pay to get the rest of the game.
No,
it's essentially
Nintendo,
a demo.
Well, it's a demo.
Come on.
But I mean, think about. Here's the thing, and I was talking to Ron a little bit before the podcast. It's hard to call it a fully featured game because there's only, you can only tap to jump or whatever. But if there are 8 worlds and 6 to 7 levels per world,
that sounds like a full game.
Right. And I don't know that this is true. I'm saying hypothetically, if there's that content, then I don't see why it isn't worth, how much do you pay for a DS Mario game? How much do you pay for a console Mario game? Way more than $10.
I'm actually going to download it now.
But I mean, of course, we did not know exactly what the pay model was going to be before this game came out.
True. Very true.
I think a lot of people were expecting more of the Candy Crush style where you get the whole game.
And then
but if you really want to be good, or maybe you get different outfits for your characters, or maybe there's character packs, Yoshi or something. I think that's what people were expecting.
I think
it is not iPad friendly.
No.
It still tells me to notify. It's not out yet.
Hey,
I've got mine on the iPad.
It
Your
won't let me
iPad's broke.
download it. How
So
weird.
so Lorna, what is it? Do the levels, are they like infinite randomly generated levels, or are they designed
I have
levels?
not got that far.
So she's dying on World 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm falling down holes and just it's not
Okay.
good.
Oh, very nice. So yeah, you have to pay. You have to pay like $10 for all the levels. And it's interesting. I came across a tweet from somebody that put this in perspective. Back in 19 whatever, Super Mario 3, brand new, was like $59.
Really?
And
Well,
you got the whole game.
Yeah, but
Hmm.
to
This
learn
is
about
only
it, you had to
$10.
watch an hour and a half long Nintendo commercial starring Fred Savage.
Right. Oh God.
Hold on,
Don't bring
hold on,
that up.
Hold on, let me do this.
That's brutal.
I've got 2 lines for this. California, and get the star.
Oh,
You forgot. I
Ron.
love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Yeah, well, you keep your Power Gloves off her, pal.
right? Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Now that we've gotten the bad movie quotes out of the
why
way.
can't I
But,
download
I mean,
it?
yeah, that's Super Mario Run. I don't know. I haven't picked it up. I just haven't bought into the hype. So
I have. It's fucking Mario. Like, how would you say no to Mario?
I haven't owned a Nintendo since the Super Nintendo. You tell me.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So yeah, there's that. And then I don't know what this next news is. Dan, you put this together.
Yeah. Actually, let's skip to something a little bit later because it's related. At Universal Studios Japan, unfortunately Japan,
I know, right?
Super Mario World.
Oh,
Like,
right.
you know how we have the Harry Potter World here in the US at Universal Studios? They're going to have a Mario World. I'm sure they'll have like a roller coaster and themed restaurants and whatever kind of rides. Can you imagine if you've ever been to the Harry Potter World at Universal Studios, the ride where like is inside the castle and you're in the harness and you like do stuff? Like, imagine if there were a thing that was like Mario for that. That would be awesome.
That'd be neat.
I want
Like,
to go so bad.
You are Mario. Like, oh man. So yeah, so they've got that, and it's unlikely they'll bring it to the United States because I don't think they have quite enough fan base of video games here
Right.
to do that.
Boom, bitches.
I keep seeing that lightning. Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
it's serious over there.
I'm looking at the screen, so I don't see it.
It also looks like you're playing a VR game. What the hell?
No, there's like a little bug that's flying around. So if you guys are familiar with the game Hitman, there were a number of them in like the late 90s, early 2000s. They didn't make any for a while, and they recently came out with a new Hitman. Very modern graphics and everything. It's supposedly very good, and they're putting out little content packs. And there's like a holiday Christmas content pack, and I can't find any good videos of it yet. The one that I saw got taken down.
No.
But apparently, your mission is to kill Marv and Harry from Home Alone.
Oh, that's who
Like-
that is. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, so you're going after the wet bandits or the sticky
That's
bandits.
awesome.
That's silly.
And so I thought that was pretty awesome. Like
That is
anything
awesome.
with like pop culture references and games that they go back a little bit. I think that's a lot of fun that they do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
Interesting. And then I read about this next one, and I just think this is so cool because when did Age of Empires 2 come out?
Oh God, 98, right?
So
Yeah.
this is
And they
Age of
just
Empires-
put out, they just put out an HD version like what, a year or 2 years ago?
I think
I'm
like
looking real
2
quick.
years. Yeah.
And this game, which is almost,
2013, so 3, but
this game
Okay.
that's almost 20 years old, is getting a new expansion, The Rise of the Rajas. And,
Really?
I was a pretty big on AoE 2. I played it on LAN a lot back in 2000.
Yeah.
And it was a heck of a lot of fun. It's a good game, and it's pretty neat that this has basically spanned an entire generation at this point. There's not a lot of games that can say that they've gone on this long. So
Haha. Mario's downloading.
all right, we got Mario.
Yes. I had to reboot the whole damn iPad because fucking
That's not
iOS
surprising.
doesn't know how to operate like a good operating system.
Try iTunes for Windows.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
That's a big fucking nope. How about this one? Final Fantasy 15. Anyone been playing that?
Yes. Yes. It's a lot of fun.
It is a good one. That's
Yeah,
pretty neat.
it really is.
Well, apparently the game's got like a lot of plot holes. Apparently there's like a lot of badness in Chapter 13. Well, they said that they're going to be releasing updates for the game. And not DLC or expansion. These are free updates. You will not have to pay for them to get these updates.
Right. That's amazing. You know, that's an awesome thing.
Mhm.
So here's the thing about Final Fantasy, right? Right when you start the game, they say this is a Final Fantasy game for new players as well as old fans.
Mhm.
Right? It's right there at the beginning. They tell you this. And it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a new control scheme. It's not the old, pick a command and then wait and then, okay, your time to attack. It's all live kind of a thing. But it's a lot of fun. And they did do a lot to fix that. It's a great game. And the fact that they're willing to open up future content is great. That's amazing.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah.
really cool. Good on them for that. And then the last one caught my eye, and me and my wife actually talked about this for a little bit the other day. About apparently China is not so happy that people can do things like buy loot boxes in Overwatch and not know what kind of chance you're going to get, say, a legendary skin out of them.
Well, I think Chinese laws on gambling, I believe, are pretty strict compared to the United States. And so whatever gambling is allowed, it's very strictly controlled in that you can't just be like, pull this God show. Pull the lever and maybe you'll get a prize. Like everything has to be listed exactly what your odds are.
Are you okay over there, Show?
And video game gambling.
Well, hold on a second. Show. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You broke it. I don't know what he did, but he completely broke it.
I'm here. I turned it down.
Yeah. Show, stop drinking the wine that you hate.
No, that's not. Okay, so the day I got the notification from my job, I bought a little thing of Ciroc.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how alcoholics drink fucking vodka straight up. Oh, that's terrible.
Tried to drink vodka.
Oh God.
Oh
Show,
my God.
Show. No more alcohol.
Look, I'm out. It's fucking empty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's God. Why?
Anyway, continue, Dan.
Not an alcoholic. Anyway, yeah, damn, please.
Thing.
Oh.
No, just anyway. So yeah, so they want to control it. So now I guess what they need to do is, you get the loot box and it has to, instead of just being, oh, maybe you'll get a prize, it says 1 in 50 chance of such and such gun, 1 in 50 chance of such and such gun, 1 in 100 chance of whatever skin, and it has to list it out. And I presume that they have to be able to prove that the code says those actual, like they can't just say, oh, these are the odds, and then not have those be the odds. They have to be the real odds. And there's people that are saying, and I hope they're right, that this is going to become true for everywhere. Even if U.S. laws don't require it, if they're doing it somewhere else, they should basically be able to say, well, then do it here too.
So
Yeah.
I read a little bit about this, but my only thing is I don't understand how you would prove that these are your odds short of releasing your source code. And I'm not a programmer, mind you, so I don't know enough about these sort of things, but I don't quite understand how they would prove this.
Well, you would have to release the source code to the regulators who are checking this, not to the average person.
And
But
not
do you
the
see-
entire source code, just the
Right.
source code that says.
But do you really
Many
see
chances.
developers like Square Enix or Blizzard or Activision
Absolutely.
really doing that?
If they want to
It's
sell their
easy.
game, it's easy for them. And if all they have to do is release that portion. And you could
Yeah.
always have somebody. There's always the independently wealthy guy who buys $1,000 worth of crate boxes or whatever, and opens them all, and then compares what he got against expected values.
Mhm.
I mean, even though each one is a each one is an independent trial, you should see a pattern emerge. Like you should see certain ones a certain amount of time.
Nice. But yeah, I forget who was saying it, but yeah, if China gets this, essentially everyone gets this.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be a law in the States. We're going to get it. Yeah, unless they decide to mess with the rates per region.
Yeah, they
which-
might,
Right,
they might say
Why
the
would
US
you
is
do
different.
that?
I mean, it's guys like Blizzard, for example. They have their own servers just for StarCraft, right? They have their own servers just for these sort of games. Well, short of games like that, I agree with Ron. I mean, you only release one kind of game and maybe it's localized, but it's still the same game. And so, yeah, once they release this code, it would be open to everybody. You would think. I mean,
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for news. I mean, we could talk about the All-Star event, but I didn't really watch that. You don't have anything to drink, do you, Dan?
I just drank a bunch of water. So I went to I put this on Facebook, and I'll just
Water.
briefly tell this. So I went to this place called Tanur in town, which is it's a Arab steakhouse, basically a Brazilian steakhouse, but run by an Arab family. So instead of having the salad bar, just a bunch of random salad stuff, they've got like hummus and baba ganoush and stuff, but they come around with like basically all the same meats.
dude, I fucking love hummus. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like half the price of the Brazilian steakhouse in town.
Awesome.
And the food's
Cool.
better, arguably. Anyway, so I brought my kid. I've got a 3-year-old, and he ate basically meat for meat as much as I did. Like they come around, they'd be like, "You want shish tawuk?" Yes, okay. I took some, and I took the same piece for him. I cut his up, put it on his plate. You want sirloin? Yes. Gave some to him, gave some to me. I cut his up. Same amounts. Plus, I filled his plate with like hummus and baba ganoush and pita bread and grilled eggplant and asparagus and pickles and olives. Like he had all that stuff too. He ate basically all of it, plus some grilled pineapple at the end. And when we walked
Yes.
in the door to come home, he says, "I want a snack." I
Yeah.
drink water because I can't barely put anything else in my body right now.
Right.
I'm
Man,
so full.
What it is to be young again.
Yeah.
Man. Have a
Mr. Fu-
metabolism.
Mr. Fu said he just went to his first Brazilian buffet and it blew his mind. Also, my son is apparently a Spartan warrior.
Right. I
Yeah,
mean,
pretty much.
come on, dude.
I
I
mean,
don't
the
know
thing
anyone
is-
else who can eat that much.
While
That's-
we were there, he was like running back and forth across the restaurant. So maybe he burns so many calories being a crazy child that
Right.
he can
But
do
that's
that.
not a bad thing. I get a friend of mine, right? He's 32, and this fucker's skinny as a rod, right? He can eat 2 double Whoppers from Burger King and never gain a fucking pound. And I hate people like that. Like,
I
if I
used to be like
smell
that.
extra large fries, I gain like 5 pounds. So it's, it's unfair. It is.
I'd
But
kill
good
a
for
Whopper.
him.
All right. So, has anyone else got any news to add? I think that's everything.
Well,
Nope.
yeah, kind of.
What?
I guess.
What?
Okay, so I picked up Star Citizen, right?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, so am I. And the thing is, the game is fucking unplayable, as it is. At least on my computer, it's unplayable. Well, they just released patch 2.5 of the alpha release, and they said, well, we've got all these, these things that changed. But if you go through the patch notes, what I found most interesting was if you do the salute command, your player character does the T command, where he just like stands out like a T.
Mm-hmm.
Little shit like that.
okay.
And I really have to wonder, are you guys actually trying? Just sitting there going through their patch notes, because it doesn't seem like they are at all. And anyway, that's my little bit. But
Yeah, that's pretty much been everyone's deal with the game. So,
Mr. Fu says that he believes Star Citizen is a pipe dream. I would say that where they are, they still have slightly more workable tech than No Man's Sky, but
Well,
they're never going to
don't-
get to what they want it to be. I don't think.
Right. I don't think they will either. You know, playing the game, it does look amazing, especially when you're the player themselves, the pilot or whatever. As you walk around the cities and all that stuff, it looks amazing. But if you try to do anything beyond that, then just walk around the city or whatever, it is unplayable. So yeah, it sounds like a pipe dream.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yeah, Mr. Fu says it's basically a tech demo.
Yeah,
It is.
Yet, so.
Well, and if you launch the game, right, it says, made with Unreal Engine, and it uses this and it uses that. But down at the very bottom of the screen, it says, this is not an endorsement for technology. So they're saying we used all this stuff, but that doesn't mean that it works.
No, they're saying that they used all that stuff, but they're not trying to sell it.
Right. Well,
Anyway.
whatever. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's trash, pretty much. So we're going to move on to the next part of the show, and I'm going to do my best home start runner voice because I just simply called this section Games.
I like it, Ron. That was beautiful. Good for you. That's great.
Yes. So this is where we talk about what we've been playing, what we enjoy, what maybe we didn't enjoy, and I'm going to let Lorna go first since it's been quite some
Yeah.
time.
Because she's not talking.
Mr. Fu says that was good. This is great.
I am playing Stardew Valley. Thanks, Dan. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. You've been playing quite a lot of that.
I've reached 100 hours now in like a couple of weeks. This is really bad. But
How many
It's now
parsnips do you have? All the
I have
parsnips?
lots of parsnips.
Are you
but
married yet?
I am. I'm
Have you
married
been
to a
divorced yet?
emo guy. No, I've not been divorced yet.
You married the emo guy?
Yeah, I did marry the
Ugh.
emo guy. But it's now released on console, so it means I can play it on a bigger screen laying down on a sofa. How good is
Nice.
this?
Good
No,
for
no,
you.
wait, hold on. I have to ask this very important question. Are there any bats in this game?
Yes, there are. There are lots of bats.
I'm not playing this game.
You don't like bats?
Of course, I say that. Hold on a second. You can see it. You can actually see it, like right over there.
You have a little bat?
This
Yep.
is what my wife got me.
Do you not like
Good
bats?
for her. She should have.
Answer things, and you can see up there. There's Cadence and Freddie Merchantry. There's Melody and the Necrodancer there,
Oh,
and I put the worst character in the game, Arya, along with all of the bats she gave me.
gotcha. Bats
Because,
from...
yeah, bats are terrible. What? She threw them at me. Let's be exact.
So
here.
Even
they're-
better.
So are they
Even
basically
better.
like the worst trash ever?
Yeah, goddamn bats. That's what they are. So anyway,
You just-
continue, Lorna.
Oh no, that's it. That's all I've been playing.
That's all you've been.
All
You
I've
haven't
been
even playing
Lord-
Super Mario Run, despite
No.
telling us a while ago that you have been playing it.
It's like you run and they're forcing you to run, and then you have to jump at the right time, and just I can't deal with that.
Lorna, you didn't play any other games this week?
Oh, I played that stupid bomb game that you get really, really serious at. It's like he takes it so seriously, and it makes me really angry that I'm having so much fun and he's so serious.
I was not. I was not.
There was serious face.
Now I have played the game she's referring to, of course, is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. I've played this with Dan before, and I have to say, a word that would describe him would not be serious.
Right.
No, he is. I was enjoying myself and trying to do it, and every time I asked a question, he was snapping at me.
I was
And he was
not-
like
Well,
his face.
No, so she texted me in the middle of the day. She's like, "Do you want to play the game?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." She's like, "Can we play not at 3 a.m. my time?" And I said, "Yeah, when I get home, we can play a couple rounds." And so she had apparently read the entire manual back to front or front to back, and like tried to remember a bunch of stuff. And so I was like asking her things, and I was trying to describe the bomb to her, and she was just not.
She wasn't having
Yeah.
any of it.
She wasn't having any of it. She was all British and stuff, and apparently, just my face, like looking intently at a bomb that I'm trying to defuse, is very serious. I have a serious face when I'm
It was
defusing a bomb,
really
and then
serious face.
she blew us up.
No, you
Look-
blew us up.
Here's the thing. I'm on your side, Lorna, because quite frankly, I love Pent to death, but he's trying to describe this fucking module that I'm trying to decipher from the manual. He's like, no, it looks like a butt. Okay, it's an upside down 3, and I'm like, I don't.
Let me
see
show you.
this.
Let me show you this butt.
Okay. To be fair, guys, you have to remember that Dan is probably the most has got the most monotone voice that I've ever heard.
It's a butt.
It's great.
Yeah, that's a butt.
It's a butt.
That one, yeah.
It's a butt with
That is
a
a
comma. It's a butt with a winking comma.
Morphod called it something else. I forget what it was.
I mean, I guess I
that
could
made
have
a lot
called
more
it a
sense,
really
like a
weak
W.
W, like a weak
Yeah, it's a
W.
But it made a lot more sense the way he said it. But I mean, you say butt, and it's that one right there.
Mr. Fu says he's going to play it in VR with his in-laws, which is
Good.
going to be awesome. Yeah. So when you buy it, it comes with a VR version for free, and the VR version I think would be a lot of fun because like if you're playing in a party situation, like other people could kind of sneak a peek at the screen or whatever. But like if you have the screen on your face, like you can hear all of them and like you can be doing the stuff, but you can't see them.
Yep.
So
All right.
that'd be fun.
Dan, keep talking, and the podcast doesn't explode.
Oh God! There's a red button that says abort.
No, just tell us what you've been playing.
Oh, okay.
Press the second button. Press the second button.
Okay, I pressed it. I blew up.
Oh.
Strike 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So I played some Keep Talking with Lorna, and I guess after the podcast last week we did not play, but I'd like to again this week if you guys are up for 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Play
You
some.
got to be serious.
I'm gonna be.
He's going to be super serial.
I'm gonna be
Super serial.
Super serial.
For sure.
You guys, I'm super serial. Okay.
I played some Witcher 3. Not a lot, so I haven't made much progress on that. It's going to be quite a while before I finish that. Picked up Enter the Gungeon today. It was on sale.
To the gungeon. To the gungeon. Sorry, I love that song.
Yeah. I'm not very good at it. I can't even beat the first boss.
I don't even know what to say after that.
Okay, I think that is one of the best theme songs to an independent game out there.
Yeah, it's pretty
so
decent.
good.
Mr. Fu says he's EO trained, explosive ordnance trained, and the game is not accurate.
What do you mean not accurate? I totally told him to cut the blue wire. Okay, that's accurate.
I was like, show the serial number is G. M is in Mancy.
M is in Nancy.
Right. That's accurate. That's
yeah.
If
So
I
anyway-
learned anything from Archer, it's Mancy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, Enter the Gungeon. It's almost like a techie version of what's it called? Binding of Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a bullet hell roguelike dungeon crawler.
Yeah, it's really good. I think I've mentioned it on previous.
Yep, it's fun.
I need to play it. But the problem is I'm bad at it.
Yeah, I found mouse and keyboard seems to be best because my aiming's better with it.
Yes.
But I've also read that playing with a controller is best, and I don't get that. But I'm using my Steam controller, so I don't know if maybe if I plug in a Logitech controller. Yeah, Mr. Fu said you're going to blow up no matter which wire you cut. I also got in one of the Humble Monthlies, I got Broforce, which is
Broforce is fun.
It's like a run and gun, like a comedic Contra pixel art thing.
Bro, do you even gun?
Bro?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yep, but it's pretty fun. And also, I made a Diablo 3 seasonal about 2 weeks before the season ends. And
Is it still season 8?
Yes, season 8 ends on the 30th, I believe.
Wow, that's been
It feels very short to me.
yeah, because season 7 started like a couple weeks before the WoW expansion came out, didn't it?
I don't know, but I
'Cause I haven't touched it this season.
all I did is I got one through the first 4 chapters. There's no way I'm going to be able to get the extra tab or anything, so whatever.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm playing.
nice. Joe.
Oh,
What's
what?
up, Morthith?
Oh, hey, Morthith.
Yay.
All right. Hey, welcome. So, okay, so I downloaded a game because a friend pretty much gave it to me, and
Was
it's
it
called
Shower with Your Dad
FT
Simulator 2016?
No, not quite, not quite.
Not
Although
quite.
I would play
Almost
that
is.
too if you gave it to me, I'll play it.
Okay, guys. Okay, somebody needs to get shows on this game.
You know what?
And
In
so
fact,
that he
I
plays it.
will stream it. If you give me that game, I'll stream it. I'll do that. But no, so I got this game called FTL, right?
Yes!
it's
I want to hear
faster
about.
than light.
I want to
Go ahead.
hear about how you enjoyed playing this game.
Okay. So, oh man, this game. So
This game.
this game.
I need to get this.
It's fucking hard. Okay, it really is. I made it to like the 5th area or whatever, so I got an achievement for that, and I got a new ship. But fuck me, is it hard? It's intense. It's a lot of micromanagement, and I'm not very good at that. But it's fun. I definitely see why it has all this hype that it had behind it.
The music is
very
very
glad
good.
that I
Oh,
you-
it's so
yeah.
chill. It is
If you
so
want
relaxing.
music
It is.
to work
It's a
to,
good game.
like if you're in the office and you're doing some work, grab the soundtrack like on Spotify or whatever. It's on Spotify. It's very good.
Yeah, it's a great game. I really, really recommend it.
It is a very
It's-
streamable game too. I mean, I've been watching people like Spooty Biscuit play it. Squig has been playing it. A couple other people I know play the heck out of this game. It is a really good game.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It really is. It's chill. It's very chill, but at the same time, it's hard. And I'm not saying hard as in it's impossible to play, but it really makes you ponder your decisions.
I have,
You know,
I have 8
and-
hours on it, and I have yet to. I think I've gotten to the final boss one time.
I don't even know what the final boss is.
So-
yeah.
flagship.
So it's a roguelike in space. And I think I've talked about it before, but it's basically you go to different points, and at each point there's a random encounter. And it's either there's a ship in distress, or there's a scout ship that you have to destroy, or there's a trader, or
Right.
whatever.
Or you go to the shop and you say, "Yeah, I want to trade with you," and then you get boarded by a bunch of fucking pirates.
Pretty much.
You know, like it's a good game. It's a lot of fun. It's not. You have to think. You know,
Yeah.
it says, "Well, this is a little suspicious. So, do you really want to, talk to these guys?"
Yeah.
And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. So, best of luck. But yeah, so I've been playing that. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's cheap as hell on Steam right now. I think it's like $10, maybe 12 or so. But yeah, a lot of fun. And then the other one that I've been playing, which I highly, highly recommend, and I talked about it 2 weeks ago, I think it was, maybe a week ago, is called Elite Dangerous. Now, I stumbled on this game from one of my favorite video game critics, goes by the name of Yahtzee. He does the Zero Punctuation Show,
Right.
and he usually hates most games, but he was doing one on No Man's Sky, and he's like, this is the baby version of Elite Dangerous. And, this is what, it should have been if it was Elite Dangerous. And I said, well, what the fuck is Elite Dangerous? So I finally pick up this game, and it's fairly cheap. It's like $30, So I've been playing the shit out of that, and it's a ton of fun. I love this game. It's calm if you want it to be calm. It's like EVE Online, right? Where you can just do mining. It's very chill. It's very zen. You do what you got to do and you move on. But there's also space combat, right? So if you want to do these bounties and you want to look for people who are wanted, you can do space battles, and it works really well. Well, one of the guys, and I'm in a group named Contrail, Contrail. Apparently, they became so big that they become a micro faction in the game. The developers actually created them to be a micro faction in the game, and so I'm a part of these guys, and I've been playing, and they've been phenomenal. They're primarily European and Australian, but they're a great group of people, man, and I love playing with these guys. They're super nice. But all over the internet and these guys in Control, they're all like, dude, you need a HOTAS to play this game. This is really the way it's meant to be played. Now, if you don't know what a HOTAS is, it's a hands-on throttle and stick, right? So what the fuck does that mean? Well, I went on to Amazon. I love Amazon. And I bought...
Oh, you did it.
I did. So this is entry level,
Very nice.
right? But it works with my PlayStation 4, which is the big selling point. And it was like 70-something bucks.
Does it
but
work in
you've
Windows
got-
too? Works in Windows,
It
right?
does, absolutely. Yep.
You can play Descent with that shit.
Oh, no shit. Well, maybe I'll get into Descent. This sucker absolutely changed the way the game is played. I see 100% why they say that's the way to play it. It's amazing, and it really did revolutionize the game for me. I love it.
Is that a Thrustmaster?
It is. It's the Thrustmaster Flight X4, something like that. T-Flight 4. That's what it is. Thrustmaster T-Flight 4. But yeah, it's a great system, man, and it works really well. It does separate so that you can have the throttle. I want to say it's 5 feet, maybe 10, separated from the actual stick. So if you want to play where they're geographically separated, you can, or you can play them together. I play it with it in my lap, so it
You
works.
need to send a referral link to Mr. Fu because he says he's going to buy it when the stream is done, and you're the one who sold it to him. So
No, yeah, it's great. And my whole thing was it's a perfect entry level HOTAS. If you're big into flight sims, this is definitely the way to do it. At least to start out. Now, HOTASes, I was doing some research. I've seen some as high as $1,500
Yep,
for these things.
sounds right.
Yeah, it's insane to me for a peripheral, but this one is brilliant. It's great. So yeah, I'll put a link out definitely, or at least I'll send a link out, and maybe Ron or Penth will put it up for me. But this is a great system. It's perfect.
Very nice.
And then yeah, so I've been doing a bit of mobile gaming, and one of the games that I've been doing, it's called it's Star Wars Heroes, or Galaxy of Heroes, right? I love it. Capital Games, as you can see. It's a lot of fun. It's just like Summoner's War, or you name it, where you send people out and they do battle automatically or whatever. But they just introduced flying into the game, so now you can control your own TIE fighter. You can control your own TIE bomber, or you can do a Rebel X-wing, or all these things. So they just added this cool new functionality, and it pulled me right back in even more than I was already. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing, though.
Very cool.
Elite Dangerous for the win. I love it.
Yeah, well, I've been doing a couple of things. Of course, a lot of Crypt of the Necrodancer. I've been in 2 different tournaments since we last talked. Didn't do too good in either of them. But to be fair, in the first one, I was up against Mud Joe, who was at the what was it, Summer Games Done Quick, playing the game. So yeah, he kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he wrecked me pretty good. He actually beat Spooty at SGDQ as well. So, but what was kind of cool is the reason I wasn't here last week. Of course, it was my wife's birthday, and after we went to dinner, we came back and we played co-op. So I got player 2 all set up on my Xbox controller.
Wait. Co-op?
Yes,
Or co-op.
cooperative,
Co-op.
cooperative, cooperative.
Not co-op.
Fuck all you pieces of blah.
I wasn't sure if you were saying that wrong on purpose just to piss me off.
Well, I
what?
might now. Hey, Dan. Oh, Dan. Hey, Dan.
Did you
Dan,
do
hold on. No,
melee?
no.
Did
Dan,
you do
Dan.
melee
Melee
cooperatively?
I did melee in Hearthstone.
Cooperatively?
God.
So yeah, yeah. So we played it that way, and it was interesting because I can't quite go as fast as I'm used to when I don't know if they're going to be attacking me or her. which is interesting. I think she got me bombed once too. I ended up bombing myself once because I tried to escape the bomb, and there's another cadence in the way. Oh no! So it's kind of neat though. Most of the levels were her just following along behind me.
Right.
This was kind of funny, but we actually got it first try. I was very impressed that we were able to make it the whole way. So that was kind of cool. And then I picked up this game, and this is kind of like the other side of Wrecking Crew, and I don't really get to do this part very much. I saw one of our Six Gaming guys, Banashaman, playing Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Now, to be fair, this game actually looks like it's really cool. And that alone is what got me to play it. And it's like really cheap too. I think it was like I don't think I paid $5 for it. It was cheap. So I started playing it, and the first thing that I realized is like, wait, I saw him catching. How the heck do you catch it? And apparently there's like this very short window that you have to catch it, and it doesn't work all the time. And it's actually one of the big complaints about the game. And
so it's like a frame perfect thing.
I don't know if it's frame perfect, but it's pretty darn close if it's not frame perfect. But you also have to be looking at the right direction for it too. You can't just have a ball come behind you and hit the catch button. That doesn't work. It's actually frustratingly hard. And it's to the point where I don't know if I'm going to be putting more than this 24 minutes into it. I mean, I played it briefly and was like, yeah, I don't know if this is something I'm going to be interested in. But apparently there's like multiplayer and online games, but it's got a single player campaign mode as well. There's bosses in it. There's different levels, and the thing is, it looks really cool. And it says it's disco dodgeball. I mean, you kind of know what you're getting into with the colors and stuff like that. So I don't know. Do I recommend it? I can't really recommend it. And maybe
that's
just
the whole
because
point of this
game.
section,
Yeah. So we play games so you don't have to.
Right. Like Shower with Your Dad Simulator.
No, we don't play that game. Don't listen to him. We do not.
Not
play
yet,
that game.
unless you gift it to me, in which case I will totally play it.
Oh my god.
I will play the shit out of it.
Yes. No one's been willing to do that. Maybe we need to get like a 4-pack of that game, and we all play it at once.
Dude, here's the thing. I don't care if it's like 4 pixel dong or 2 pixel dong. I will play it. I don't care. I don't care. I'm there.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Shosan doesn't care if you have a big dong.
None. It's not about the dong. It's
how you use it.
play
Exactly. All right.
How you play it.
Moving on, because this conversation just got really freaking weird. We're going to go to the next part of the podcast, which is the best part of the podcast.
You damn right.
And it's Shosan's favorite part of the podcast.
It is my favorite part. It's the Six Gaming Roundtable.
Gerbs.
Show.
What?
Put the wine away.
What's up, reader?
Sorry, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
All right. Oh, Mr. Fu, no. No. Okay. Not even reading that. Okay, so this is a Six Gaming Roundtable.
He's going to have a multiple webcam set up.
Yes.
Show, introduce this part.
Oh, God. Okay, so the Six Gaming Roundtable, you guys, this is the part of the show where I ask you guys in chat, as well as my awesome and illustrious set of co-hosts, a question. And we come up with this question every single week. And of course, if you guys have a good question, let us know and we will use it possibly next week. But anyway, this week we have an interesting question that Mr. Pantherian here would like to introduce. So please, sir, take it away.
Because fucking no one else ever comes up with anything.
That's not
No,
true.
I tried, but
That's
I've
not
run
true.
out of questions. I'm lost.
So I want to say hi, reader, and Sam Grizzle, by the way, who joined us. Morthan wants to know why it's called Six Gaming.
Go
Obviously,
ahead.
it has some-
Let's
obviously
do
it
the
has
backstory.
About us on 6.gg.
So yeah, you can 6.dg is our website. So the podcast and the group started out as a guild on Warcraft that Ron started that was called 6 Minutes to Release. And if you've ever been on Warcraft and died, which most people have,
Right.
Unless you got
It's not because of my healing. My healing was awesome.
he healed
Well,
us
yeah,
to death.
my
You
healing-
heal people to
My
death.
healing was awesome and illustrious.
To death.
So
forgot that
anyway,
part.
the message that comes up when you die says 6 minutes to release, meaning that you have. You just copied and pasted that.
Yeah.
It just basically was 6 minutes until it forced you back to the graveyard. And so since we saw that message so much as part of that guild, that's what the guild was called, and it has since been the name of this group. Anyway, the round table, and we can talk about this or something else, but I saw an article that was a really interesting one about how the old D&D manuals had lots of, shall we say, sexy monsters. Any female versions of monsters or monsters that are female by default. I guess not all Gorgons are, but like Medusa is a female. Sirens, Sphinxes, like monsters that are female because they always are, or the female versions of even ogres or whatever.
Right.
They all had boobs, like big boobs, naked boobs, whatever. It was geared toward. It was geared
Cater
toward,
to your market.
Yes, it was. It
That's-
was a lot of young teenage, slightly older than teenage boys, men, and that's what they thought wanted to be seen. However, in the 5th edition books, and especially in the one that just came out, I don't remember which one it was, but a new source book just recently came out, and basically there are also, I wouldn't call them sexy men, but like some of the masculine characters that are men also are shirtless and have six packs or whatever, and the female versions are also a little bit more clothed, not like overly clothed. Like they're not trying to say, female forms must be covered or whatever like that. They're not rolling completely the other way, but they're saying like monsters wear just regular clothes sometimes, depending on what kind, like ogres or sirens or whatever. So they're basically they're making it so they're more adult characters rather than Rule 34 material.
So, if I may, every year, well, so far, every year, we've done this for the last 3 years. We do, I say we, my gaming group here locally.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat here. Sam Crystal says, "Wait, no trans monsters?
No trans monsters." But no, so we do an annual fundraiser for the Children's Miracle Network, where we do this. It's usually 48 to 72 hour D&D campaign, and usually about half of our players are female, and not once, not even slightly, has this ever become a thing. Like
and I'm not saying that it's an issue. But I think it's the same kind of thing with like some video games. Like there are both male and female options. Like the females are fully voice acted. It's not just a female model with the male voice or with
right.
They're realizing, and the point of the question kind of Mr. Okay.
Oh Jesus Christ! Yeah,
Mr.
moving
subreddit for that. Mr.
I'm gonna read that. Mr. Fu says he identifies as a car that identifies as a trans cat that identifies as a pencil.
I'm sure there's a subreddit for that.
There's definitely a subreddit.
Boom,
for that.
bitches.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Someone
Thunder.
just launched a concussion missile.
I'm all for nudity of either sex as long as they're wearing the correct thing for what they're doing. Because nothing pisses me off more than a woman going into fight wearing nothing. Or
Pretty much.
No. Or
I
like
agree.
Deal with that.
Yeah.
It's a magic bikini.
Yeah, it's a magic bikini.
Well, there was a recent little skit online that I saw that was kind of like that, where it was, oh God, chat.
Jesus.
There was a thing
We
where it's
love
like,
you, chat.
like a guy came back and finished a quest, and he's like, here is your chest plate of maximum armorness, and it was like this big like armor chest plate, and then the girl comes back and was like, here's your reward, and it was like a bikini. She's like,
Yeah.
but that guy, she's like, this is what we have for
we actually
ladies.
ran into that a couple times in our marathon game or whatever. One of our female players, though, she chose to walk into an inn, and she immediately takes off her top and walks in and asks the bartender if, hey, sweetie, do you know anything about what's going on in this area?
Well, sure, but
She
that's
did
a
it on
conscious
purpose.
right. That's a conscious
purposely
decision.
exploited her sexuality just for this situation, and it was brilliant. And of course, she rolled better than the other guy, and it worked. So I don't. If you're embracing your sexuality, whatever it may be, if you're a pencil, fine.
I think it's more towards
yeah, this
years
podcast.
and years and years. There's just been boobs
Well,
everywhere.
yes, yeah, I
Now
agree.
they're trying to bring in the male form, which I don't see an issue with. It should be like
No.
equal nudity everywhere. Everything should be nude, all of it.
Right, and that's the thing. I guess I agree with Lorna in that the point I'm trying to make is it shouldn't matter. This shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to play a sexual character, then play a sexual character. If you want to play, this tank that is fully dressed in all this armor, then fine, fucking play that character. It shouldn't matter if your armor only covers your boobs. Well, that's your choice as this player, or as this
Right.
player character.
Well, and I think it's just a
I don't
matter
know.
of the kind of idea was that as the demographics of gaming and gamers changes, and I really think we're getting a lot more female gamers, and as we outside all of the other issues that have come up over, I just have to laugh at Show's face every time he takes a sip of that.
Oh, it's
Um,
terrible.
The fact that developers are watching and listening and doing things to make sure, I don't think we need to have aggressive inclusiveness, right? Like if there's one girl and 99 guys, we don't need to do something special just for the girl. It'd be nice if there was, but you cater to your customers. But they're recognizing that the customers, there are more and more females, and they want equal amounts of nudity or not nudity.
Mhm.
And just overall, I think it's a good thing that it's becoming a more, nudity doesn't equal mature. I think that's kind of my conclusion to it. It doesn't make it more mature when there's nudity. It's more mature when everyone can just play the game without being distracted by whatever they're going to be distracted by.
Yeah.
So, as a question though, Dan, I have to ask, you've been playing a lot of The Witcher 3,
Mhm.
right? And the thing about The Witcher is it has always been known as, this main character who is fairly,
Promiscuous.
there you go, perfect, right? And
It's-
so you see a lot of nudity and stuff like that in these games. Do you think that's pandering, or do you think that's just, well, that's life? And
Well, in this particular case, The Witcher, I mean, Geralt is a canonical character from a book series, right? Like, if you, the show Game of Thrones has a lot of sex and nudity because the books have a lot of sex and nudity.
right.
It's the games follow the character as the character exists in the book world. You can't play a female Geralt like you can in Mass Effect or whatever, because that's just the character that you're playing as. There's some, but it's not required. You can make the choices whether or not to engage in the things that are going to take you to the scenes.
I'm sorry, chat just got out of hand. This is an actual quote from chat. Quote, I was dumbfounded by how much dick there was.
That's
And
what
this is
she
an
said.
actual discussion. This isn't a troll. This is Mr. Fu. Well, Mr. Fu's a troll, but
Right, he is.
he's not being one now.
Lorna says she wants to see the dangly.
Let's see.
I always appreciate seeing a dangly because
Yeah,
in the
that-
movies it was always about the boobs. It's the girl is naked and the man is waist up. Why?
Well, as-
You know,
as we
I'll give
used-
you that because I haven't seen that in Game of Thrones. Now, granted, I'm only in season 4, but it's always boobs. You don't see
There's-
anything else.
Yeah,
There's
and
some
here's the
that's
thing.
not.
Here's the thing. That's not a demographic thing.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's just as many females watching that as males.
Oh, sure.
there's some dangles.
I mean, there's some, but I mean, by comparison, there's way more up here than there's down there.
But it's also, I think it's considered, I think it's considered a little bit less taboo, and it's a little less. This is just my opinion of it. But for a woman to be topless, they would be more willing to be topless than bottomless, and guys kind of have that similar version to be bottomless, right? So there's nothing a guy can do equal to being topless, other than being topless, which
Yeah.
no one cares about.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
It almost seems like that if you do see equal gender nudity, it's not so much part of the story, but them trying to make a point. Like the thing came up when this is how this came up. So his wife Sophie pointed out that we always see the boobs in the movies, but we rarely see the male parts. And I immediately came up with a movie that has male parts in it.
Well,
But
here's the thing.
that was for shock value. That was the point of doing
Right.
it. That wasn't
Well-
because
Mortha
Right.
makes the point that statistically there are more boobs per person. So-
and there probably are. But
no,
like,
I mean
my
literally.
wife-
There's two.
there's 2 per female,
Two
one.
per
one, right. One of
That's
my
terrible.
favorite Jesus
Moving on.
math. one of my wife's favorite shows was all about the Borgia, right? And so she watches the show and it's almost like sex in every other scene, right? But in their defense, they are equal. You know, if the guy happens to stand up and that is within camera shot, guess what you're seeing? You know what I mean? And same for the woman. And so I will give it this, at least cinematically, there are a lot of directors and producers and everything else out there that are saying, look, we are going to do this the real way, just like it would happen in real life. So I'll give them that. You know, there are some people that are trying, but with regard to gaming, because that's kind of our show, it's definitely, I think, tailored towards the younger male audience, because that's the majority of their audience.
but
That's
it's starting to
who's fine.
change.
It is. And honestly, I'm all for it. If I see Geralt in The Witcher 3, butt-ass naked with dong hanging in the wind, that is not gonna necessarily turn me off to the game any more than seeing some chick's boobs, because that's who he wanted to get with that night. To me, it's the game. That's part of the story. And I am all for it, as long as, I hate to say it, as long as we're equal. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I'm all for boobs in a game, but yeah, let's do some equality. So as far as D&D goes, yeah, fuck it. Put some guys in scantily clad stuff if that's actually meaningful to the character.
You
Don't
heard it here
just do
first.
it because
Show
you're
wants to
trying
see
to
scantily
pander.
clad males.
Check.
Yeah, I'm okay
I
with
want
it.
that. Count me in on that, please.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. You know, it's whatever. Yeah. Just make it relevant. That's my point. If it's not relevant and you're just doing it, then don't fucking do it. I mean, even Leisure Suit Larry back in the day, you know, that there was kind of a point to it, but at the same time they were definitely very much pandering to
Oh, yeah.
their audience at that
Oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Fu asked if we could think of any films that stick out in your memory.
Oh man,
Hold on.
that's a good question. now that you bring it up, because
memory.
I worked in a theater through most of my high school career.
This is way over Show's head. I love it.
So, I one of the first jobs I ever got was projection, right? And we took a full frontal nudity scene, and we spliced it into Lilo and Stitch, and we just, we did it for long.
Show is in Fight Club.
Fight Club, yeah.
This was prior to Fight Club, mind you, but yeah, it's very much Fight Club. And God, I wish I could remember the movie now.
Mr. Fuesu was a sticky theater.
It was not. No, it was a standard theater. Like, I actually fucked up because the first time we ever showed episode 1, I still remember this. I didn't have it in frame perfectly, and so there was a big black bar that went across the center of the screen, and the audience went fucking ape shit because I didn't have it quite, focused or whatever. Yeah, that was a terrible day.
Well done.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else we would like to add to this, or are we going to wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Thank you,
wrap it
folks. I'm going to wrap now. I can't do that.
I was going to go sexual with it, given our topic, but
yeah,
okay.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Practice safe sex. So yeah, we're
Jesus.
going to wrap this up here. Thank you guys for joining us. Of course, you can find us online over at 6.gg. You can get access to our Facebook page, our Twitter page, Discord server, everything that we got out there. You can check us out over there. We're going to be here every week, Saturdays at when show?
10 p.m. Central Time, of course.
Of course, now that's Central Standard Time. He wants
10 p.m. Central Standard
Thank
Time.
you.
Okay. Yeah.
And
fuck daylight savings.
I'm going to let our awesome and illustrious hosts say goodbye. Dan, before you get struck by lightning.
See ya, bye.
Jeez. Show.
Bye. Wait, no. Like Ron Clay. See ya, bye.
Jeez. Lorna, save me from this insanity.
Boobs.
Boobs.
Fuck, I love boobs, though. I just really love them.
We fucking love boobs.
Fuck, I love boobs, though. I just want to hug them.
Why is it as soon as you started singing, the beer song popped into my head?
Well, I know
BEERUN, beer run.
I know the song he's singing, and it's
They are
freaking
so
hilarious.
juicy. They make me feel groovy.
The fact that you know the
watch
words.
boobs than a movie.
Actually, I do know the song. It's a great song.
Yeah, it is hilarious. It is a hilarious song. With that, folks, keep those bouncing in your head for a while. For the Six Gaming Podcast, we will see you next time. Lorna, take it away.
Boobs? What? I'm confused.
See you next time.